Hey, what's going on guys? It's Bella here. I do coding stuff on YouTube, chat description for all my information. I do all LeetCode problems. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, give me a big thumbs up to support it, and this is called relative sort array. Given two arrays, array 1 and array 2. The elements of array 2 are distant and all elements in array 2 are also in array 1. Sort the elements of array 1 such that the relative ordering of items in array 1 are the same as in array 2. Elements that don't appear in array 2 should be placed at the end of array 1 in ascending order. Well, let's look at this example. We got array 1, those elements right there, array 2. Elements that don't appear in array 2 should be placed at the end of array in ascending order. We ain't got no 7 and no 19 in array 2, that's why we place those values at the end of array 1 in ascending order, and finally we return already modified array 1, which is right here. The length of array 1 and array 2 is less than or equal to 1000. The element, the value, the position I in array 1 and array 2 is greater than or equal to 0 and is less than or equal to 1000. Each array 2 I is distant, each array 2 I is in array 1. Well, we can solve this problem using count and sort. We maintain an array, the type integer, it's called frequencies or count, whatever, new integer, and you could notice from the description of this problem that we got 1000 right there. So we say that the length of that array is equal to 1001. Next, we create a for loop and we gonna count each element's frequency in array 1, means how many times the element appears in array 1. We're gonna iterate through the elements in array 1, array 1, and we increment the value by 1 at the position of the current element, that is a. Means that we just saw the element. For example, we could have 2, 2, 3, 1. Frequencies, by default we got a bunch of zeros, 0 up to 1001, and indices, that's 0 based in Java, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 1001. We go here and we get the first element, that is 2. We increment the value by 1 at the position of 2 in frequencies. We got 1, the next one which is 2 again, we got 2, then the next one, that is 3. We increment the value by 1, we got 1, then the next one, 1, got 1. We added that loop, and then we need to create a variable that is called pause in order to know which position we're gonna update in array 1. So we create a for loop and we gonna iterate through the elements in array 2. At each iteration we create a while loop. In the case when we already saw the element, the current element, that is a, means its frequency is greater than 0, we go here, but before that we decrement its frequency by 1. So array 1 at the position of pause is equal to the current element, that is a, and we increment the pos by 1. In the case when we deal with elements that don't appear in array 2, they should be placed at the end of array 1 in ascending order. That's why we already created pos right here. We got you know, in one line right here, but I create that right here because you can see that better. And we create for this we create another for loop that is, you know, integer I is equal to 0, I is less than 1001, I plus plus, and we iterate through all those frequencies, through all those positions in frequencies, and we have the similar condition while the frequencies at the position I is greater than 0, means that we already saw the element. We go here, before that we decrement its frequency by 1, and array 1 at the position of pos is equal to I, and pos we increment by 1. Finally return array already modified array 1. Well, let's run this code. Okay, why is that expected? Okay, yeah, let's run this code again. There we go, accepted. Let's submit. Success. So let's look at this example real quick. We got array 1 and array 2. By default we have, as I said before, a bunch of zeros right there, up to 1001 indices, 0 based, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We go here and we count each element frequency. For example, we are in array 1, we are here 2, we increment the position of 2 in frequencies, the value by 1, we got 1. Then we go, for example, here we are here 3, the position of 3, we increment the value by 1, and we got 1. Then at the position of 1 we got, you know, 1, and so on. So for example 2 appears like 3 times, 1, 2 and 3, so we will have 3 right there. 3 appears 2 times and 1 appears 1 time. Then when we're done with that, we just created a pos right here, and we go here, another for loop. We iterate through array 2, through the elements in array 2. We are here, we see that a is equal to 2, and here frequencies at the position of 2 is greater than 0. It is equal to 3, so we decrement its frequency by 1. We got 2 instead of 3, and we go here, array at the position of pos is equal to a, which is 2, so at the position of 0 right here we have 2. Next we increment the pos by 1 right here. You can see after that we had 0, now we have 1. We go here again, we go on iterating, and we see that, you know, a still 2, and its frequency is equal to 2 is greater than 0. We decrement its frequency by 1. We got 1. Then we go here, array 1 at the position of pause, that is 1, is equal to 2. So at the position of 1 we got 2. We increment the pause by 1. Pause, we got 2. And again we go here, a is 2, and its frequency, right, 2, we got 1, so it is greater than 0. We decrement the frequency by 1, we got 0. And array 1 at the position of pause is equal to 2. So at the position of 2 right there we got 2. Then we increment pause by 1, we got 3. Again we go here, and frequencies at the position of 2 is not greater than 0. It is 0, so we decrement its frequency by 1. We got -1. We skip that condition, and we get the next element, that is 1 right there. You could see right here. Okay, yeah, 1. So pause right here, 0, 1, 2, and 3. And we do the same frequencies at the position of 1. We got 1, we decrement its frequency by 1, we got 0. Array 1 at the position of pause, that is 3, is equal to 1. So right there we got 1. Then we increment pause by 1, we got 4. And we go here again, it is not greater than 0, it is 0, so we decrement its frequency by 1, we got -1 right there. So we skip that condition, and we get the next one, that is 4, and we do the same. When we're done with that loop, we could deal with elements that don't appear in array 2, and they should be placed at the end of array 1 in ascending order. That's why we already created pause, and we create the third one right here, the for loop. We iterate start from 0 until 1001 through all those elements, through all those frequencies. And right here we do the same. For example, right here, let's look at this example. We got, we would have this right here in array 1, right here. We already done with that array 2, and we go here. So the time when I is equal to 7, we know that its frequency in frequencies is equal to 1. We do the same. We see that 1 is greater than 0, so at the position of 7 we decrement the value, its frequency, by 1, we got 0, and pause is equal to let me see, it's like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So pause right here, at this moment, after that for loop, is equal to 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 is equal to 9. So at the position of 9 we have 7. right there, and we increment the pos by 1. We have 10. We then go here again, and we can see that the frequency at the position of 7 is equal to 0. We decrement its frequency by 1, we get -1, and we skip that condition, we get the next one, that is 8, then 9, then 10, 11, 12, and so on. When we are at the position of 19, I is equal to 19, we again check its frequency, and we get 1, so 1 is greater than 0. We decrement its frequency by 1, we got 0 right there in frequencies at the position of 19. We go here, array 1 at the position of 10 is equal to 19. We update the value, we got 19 at the position of 10. Okay, hold up, 10, and we increment pos by 1, we got 11 right there, and again we go here, the frequency is equal to 0, we skip that condition, we decrement first, we decrement its frequency by 1, we got -1 at the position of 19, and we skip that condition, and we're done with that for loop. When we are here, right, 1001, we are done. Then we return array 1, that is right here, already modified. That's the whole problem. Thank you guys for watching. Leave your comments below. I want to know what you think. Follow me on social medias, follow me on Instagram, add me on Snapchat, and have a good rest of your day. Bye.